Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to a very special video. For this video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite album of all time, Unstoppable, the sixth studio album by country music group Rascal Flatts. I really regret not doing this last year to commemorate the album's 10th anniversary, but I figured now is a good time as any to do this video. This video is going on April 6th, but the album was released on April 7th, 2009, so this is the 11th anniversary. As I said, this was the band's sixth studio album, and it was their last album released on Lyric Street Records before the label ceased operations a year later. And this definitely found the group at the height of their powers, at least in my opinion. So I was only in middle school at the time, so naturally I was excited when my dad came home with a copy of the album on the day of its release. I gave Here Comes Goodbye, the rising radio single they had going at the time. I gave that a few spins before delving into the other 10 songs. Through the intervening years since then, nothing can quite quantify just how much this album means to me. From comforting me when I felt like I wasn't good enough, to lifting me up when I needed solace, to making already big smiles even brighter. These 11 songs run through you and run through peaks and valleys of emotions in a way I personally will never forget. So, album opener "Love Who You Love" is a helping of vintage Rascal Flatts, featuring sterling ebullient harmonies and instrumentals, and glowing vocals from frontman Gary LeVox as he urges you to love who you love with all that you have. Simple and pleasant in the composition, but underappreciated in its nudging of the listener to love who they love and cherish what they have while it lasts, and to live life to the fullest. While the emotional highs in this song are rarely reached again throughout the rest of the album, that doesn't dampen or sully its greatness by any means. And then Here Comes Goodbye arguably features the greatest vocal performance of Gary LeVox's career. Most other breakup tunes would have fallen flat on their face, but this one is just special. This is about a heartbreak in progress. Uh, I can hear the truck tires coming up the gravel road, Gary sings, from the perspective of a man who can see the signs that his woman is about to leave him. Some graceful piano fills from Jay DeMarcus carry the first portion of the song before the full instrumental kicks in. Joe Don Rooney's guitar work is particularly poignant as Gary lets his voice soar during the song's bridge. This song carries emotional heaviness and inertia, the likes of which is rarely found in the rest of the Rascal Flatts catalog, and this one is just special. The adult contemporary bent of Close lulls you in for a listen, but the lyrics are where the staying power is found. Gary LeVox sings of a woman who holds on to remnants of a lover that has left her behind. Whether it's an old text message or a t-shirt that she once wanted him to throw away, the imagery is particularly strong, but it doesn't end there. Near the song's end, Gary reveals that she's ready to let him go, and that she's finding the strength to move on and transcend the heartbreak. But by the time we reach Forever, it's quite evident that it's easier said than done to just let go of the past. This time, LeVox steps into the shoes of a man who's already lost his lover and wants her back because he feels that the time they spent together wasn't long enough. Some wintry bass lines are sprinkled in here and there. Gary goes somewhere deep to bring these lyrics to life. The lyrics are also relatively open-ended, giving the listener a chance to attach them to whatever they wish. She'd Be California is an abrupt halt in the album's ebb and flow, but this summery country pop tune does give the listener a chance to exhale after the emotional anguish we've just seen thus far. But then comes the title track, Unstoppable, perfectly placed at the summit of the album. There's 11 songs in total, 5 before, 5 after. Perfectly placed at the summit. This song features some of the most inspiring and uplifting work you'll ever see in a Rascal Flatts song, as it punctuates the overall theme of the album with its warmly embracing words of encouragement. Get on your knees and dig down deep. You can do what you think is possible. If you're anything like me and you've experienced feelings of self-consciousness, disappointment, or even jealousy, this is the kind of song that'll remind you that you have to be comfortable in your own skin, not regret the mistakes that brought you to where you are, and just take on the world and all it throws at you, because you can and will come out the other end. So, and then we get to Things That Matter, that utilizes some haunting imagery. She gets that call that said he don't have long, to remind the listener that time ain't on our side, and how important it is to not miss someone until they're gone. This is also another chance the Flats take to empower and challenge the listener. Don't want to leave this world with "Why didn't I?" Gary LeVox cautions. And then Summer Nights is another break from the sadness as the Flats return to their familiar hallmark of anthemic feel-good fun. Again, I love this song. This is one of my favorite Rascal Flatts songs ever. Every year at school, on the last day of school, I would race out to the car, pop the CD in, and play Summer Nights. I thought it was my little way of my tradition of starting the summer off right. Yeah, this song is a bit of a break in the sadness. Um, it's it's a glimmer of sunlight. Let's go with that. But I wish it would stick around for at least a few more songs. But I'm not upset that it doesn't. Holding On brings us back to where we were. In the same vein, it's close. It's now the man who's clutching onto the things he has left of her, from the footprints on his windshield that he refuses to cling to, the 3 words she said during the last time he held her. This track is another gut punch with some vibrant and emotionally heavy lyrical content that will make the listener feel like they're witnessing the breakup in real time. Once carries the same mold. Everywhere that I go, I'm reminded of us. A distraught Gary LeVox cries out. Backed by Rooney and DeMarcus's wonderful harmonies, we see some more strong vocal work from the Flats here. And then Y closes out the album by calling out to a victim of suicide. For as emotionally heavy as the album has been through at this point, it reaches the pinnacle here at the very end. And some especially somber piano work is at the forefront here, as Gary asks his fallen companion, "Why would you leave the stage in the middle of a song?" As the track progresses, Gary takes note of what might have prevented this tragedy, and the listener is once again cautioned and reminded to not let this cycle continue and to be there for who you love before it's too late. And on the bridge is especially poignant for me because Gary sings, "Through tangled thoughts I hear a mockingbird sing, this old world really ain't that bad a place." And that always stuck out to me, even in the midst of definitely the most emotionally grueling and anguished song in the Rascal Flatts canon. There's still like a glimmer of positivity and sunlight. Like, this old world really ain't that bad a place, and Gary was still able to single out some positive imagery in the midst of all that tragedy. So with that, Unstoppable draws to a close, and it's hard to describe why an album so emotionally heavy would urge me to sing along and highlight the few glimpses of hope and optimism. But the truth is, Unstoppable doesn't relish or linger in the anguish and the tragedy of everything. It uplifts and encourages you to live life to the fullest, to appreciate what and who you have, and to take on the world with the confidence and the strength of a fighter. It may take a few listens, hell, it may take several full go-arounds to truly understand the underlying hope embedded in each of these songs, but the more you listen, the more hope you will find embedded in these songs. And if I can do it, you certainly can as well. I may never fully realize how special this album is to me. I found myself in a lot of these songs. I was the love-worn romanticist facing rejection, heartbreak, disappointment, and uncertainty about what may lie ahead. But this album helped me find the strength to not live in the fear of the unknown and to approach every day a little more appreciative of my blessings and much more able to face the world. Unstoppable is the best work by the best country music group of all time, and I will forever be grateful for it. The strongest 5 out of 5 I can give to my favorite album of all time. So, those are my thoughts on Unstoppable. Please give it a listen if you haven't already, and give your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, smack the like button. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when I upload a new video. Until next time, take it easy.